Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from PM² Consulting. I'll be facilitating you through this risk scorecarding methodology. This first video is an overview of the risk scorecarding approach. For any organization, we should be able to take its risks, combine that with its strategy to do a more comprehensive analysis of where risk is. And if we combine that with performance measures, we ultimately should be able to build you a risk scorecard. Risks in many organizations are captured in what's called a risk register. The strategy, we're going to be showing you how to build a strategy map and priorities, which we'll be able to combine through some risk analysis with your existing measures to build out a risk scorecard. This is what the final product will look like, a risk scorecard. What you see here is on the left, your strategic objectives. Next to that, their priorities, how important they are to the success of the organization for the coming period. Across the top, we'll be capturing your risk elements from your risk registry. And then we'll be capturing where the impact of each risk is against each strategic objective. We'll then be working to build leading indicators about whether that risk is beginning to occur or not. Based on that and some simple mathematics, we'll be able to calculate and graphically represent the level of risk which is currently occurring in this period within your organization. In fact, when we do that, we can then add up by risk element to indicate the likelihood that that weighted risk level is occurring inside your organization. Or we can add it up horizontally by strategic objective and give you two scores, the absolute risk by strategic objective and a strategy weighted risk. These tools allow management to visually see where risk is occurring and understand where they can take action. We'll be developing the strategy map, including the strategic objectives and priorities, in Step 2.1. In Step 2.2, we'll help you develop a risk register if you don't have one already. In Step 2.3.1, we'll be taking a look at the risk impact by strategic objective. And then in Step 2.4.1, we'll help you identify leading indicators. Then our risk scorecard spreadsheet will allow the calculation of the rest of the risk scorecard. Why is it you might want to build a risk scorecard? There are a number of reasons. First, most organizations really need a single source of risk information, which links the strategic objectives, your strategic priorities, the risk register itself, key risk indicators, and the process and projects. In other words, we need to take risk from being an academic laundry list to one that is very specific, prioritized, and actionable by the leadership team. This allows us to create a top-down and bottom-up risk environment where we can typify risk from the strategic level, but also effectively measure and frisk the organization to see where risk is occurring and report that back up and make sure those things are aligned. And therefore, it allows us to provide a consistent way of treating risks, no matter what part of the organization they come from or what aspect of the organization they impact. And finally, it allows us to communicate to all stakeholders, board members, management, employees, investors, where risk might be occurring in order to ensure that we're aligned and working to resolve those issues.